Hi everyone, it's Kuya Lucky and welcome back to the fourth episode of my podcast, Life Talks with Kuya Lucky. Magandang gabi everyone. It's Wednesday night again. It's me again. And I would like to say thank you so much guys sa pakikinig at panonood sa episode 3 ng Life Talks with Kuya Lucky. And for tonight's episode, very, very special because we have another special guest. Hindi natin patatagalin to. Okay, I'm gonna introduce him. Gagalingan ko. So our special guest for tonight he is my schoolmate back in high school and also schoolmate ko rin siya nung college. Scholar ng bayan. Proudly represent. He graduated with a degree in mathematics, a leader, a young professional. Please welcome everyone, Mr. Kevin Maturan. Hello.
Diba hello. Hi everyone.
Hi Kev.
Hello.
Na-excite ako na yung palakpak ko kaysa dun sa pagtawag ko sa'yo. Good evening, Kevin. Kamusta ka?
Eto, sobrang happy. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, di ba? Nakakakaba at the same time, excited yung ngayon. Kasi first time kong mai-interview. Feeling ko presidentiable ako. Tapos ikaw si Jessica.
Wow. Hoy, wag kang ganyan baka manood sa akin. Baliw ka. Anyway, sige, let's start. We have an hour para makapagchikahan kung ano mga dapat natin pag-usapan ngayon. And our topic for tonight, everyone, is Mentoring 101 with Kevin Maturan. Gusto ko yung may pa 101 pero parang subject lang sa nung college. Anyway, let's start our conversation, Kev, with how are you? How are you during pandemic? It's been what pang third year na ngayon ng COVID, no? So I don't know how you're coping. We've been chatting since like few years ago. Nag-start tayo magkausap ulit on Facebook. Give us a little bit of kamusta ka right now with your adjustment and everything?
Actually, the pandemic, it's very life-changing in a way na hindi lang para sa sarili, pati the people around you. At first, hindi mo alam kung paano kasi wala naman talaga nakakaalam, di ba? And I felt na parang, this is new, this is something na I'm not prepared, I'm not ready. So everything is in chaos. And there was a time na talagang malulugmok ka kasi, you're a person who wanted to go out, you wanted to mingle with other people. Tapos, biglang, you have to lock down for how many months na paulit-ulit. And it's really depressing. But then again, everyone's adjusted and masasanay ka na lang din eh. Like right now, we are in a video call. So, it's something na you have to cope up with. Kasi kapag hindi, it's really gonna make you so depressed and so sad at the same time. But then again, right now I'm happy kasi ayan, I get to reconnect with people kahit na through online lang or through chat or video call. So it's something that we can look forward to, and that's something to celebrate because it's really something new that. Ayun.
Totoo. Alam mo, nakakatuwa kasi, I get you because ako din, personality-wise, parang it's not my personality to just stay at home and then to just lock in myself in a place, and very challenging talaga yung lifestyle na nabago, and also, of course, with our with the way how we connect to people, parang ganun, talagang na-challenge talaga tayong lahat. That's so nice. At least nakapag-adjust ka na.
Yes.
My question is, though nasagot mo na to sa akin kanina nung nag-uusap tayo offline, how excited are you ba sa topic natin tonight? Kasi parang ako sobrang excited ako kasi napag-uusapan na natin to ng very light sa sa Messenger, sa chats, no? But I want to know your if there's an emotion on top of your head right now, what is it?
Aside from the excitement, it's actually what I'm looking forward to. Kasi, sabi ko sa'yo, it's the first time that someone that I will talk to about mentoring. And it's, alam mo yun, parang, if it's love, it's kilig, di ba? Pero if it's something na spiritual, parang ito yon sa spiritual part, the intellectual part din. So, it's, parang may butterfly in the stomach kasi alam mong ito yung gusto mong mangyari. Parang, ay, gusto kong mag-level up and this is what I wanted or where I wanted to step up. And ayun, doon siya. Ganun yung feeling.
Mm-mm. Oh, that's nice. Nakakatawa naman yung intellectual part. Parang feeling ko tuloy ang talino ko. Charot.
So,
Joke lang.
kailangan
Hindi.
mo i-meet yung expectation ko.
Oo.
Ganun.
Ako pala yung mapaprank dito. Pero wait lang, just to set your proper expectation, Kevin, hindi ko kasi talaga siya paano ba, hindi ko siya in-inform intentionally, not for him not to prepare, but I wanna get more of his parang kumbaga ambush interview, parang kung ano yung mga talagang nasa utak niya and kung ano yung mga share niya based sa mga experiences niya. So mentoring with Kevin Maturan is not me mentoring you, but you mentoring us. Okay? So that's the twist.
Okay.
So,
It's a
good
prank.
luck. Charot. It's a prank. Hindi, joke lang. Sige, simulan natin, Kev, to me asking you about can you tell us a little bit of your transition from graduating with a mathematics degree to the position where you are now? You're leading a team to being a young professional. Kasi if we're going to look at your age, marami sa atin sa Pilipinas, lalo na sa Pilipinas, sobrang nagmamatter sa atin yung, masyado ka pang bata, you can't lead a team, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But like to you, ano yung adjustment mo and how did you transition from your academic whatever na natapos dun sa kung ano meron ka ngayon?
Alam mo, the reason behind that, it's kind of funny kasi hindi talaga related at all yung mga napasukan kong work sa kung ano yung course ko. And most people would think na, bakit ka nag-BS Math? Tapos dyan ka mapupunta. And marunong ka naman sa math, dati ka na nag-engineer, ganyan, or something work-related. So, at first, I just wanna get by after I graduated. Ayoko matetenga ako ng 1 month, 2 months, tas walang work, tas wala kang ginagawa. So parang, for me, it's something na parang unproductive. So, naghanap ako ng work. And unfortunately, hindi ako natanggap sa una kong pinag-applyan. Until si PUP, they submitted list of graduates to a certain company na fraud analyst. So, mga risk analysis, mga ganun yung trabaho niya. Parang i-check natin kung fraudulent ba yung activity ng ganitong account, ganito, ganyan. So, technically, wala pa rin siyang connect doon sa kung anong course ko. But then, when I try to take a look at deeper doon sa work, it somehow connects kasi, for example, when I do Excel, ayan, so I have an idea because I work na as a BS Math. So I work with numbers, I work with formulas. So I have an idea or a grasp kung paano siya nag-work at the background and kung paano siya gagawin. And it's something that I look into the small details na I don't want to look doon sa mga part na hindi siya inline doon sa course ko but I want to look sa part na ano ba yung pwede ko magamit, and that's how I transition. Inunti-unti kong malaman yung mga small details na yun.
Grabe. Pero alam mo, gusto ko yung sinabi mo na when you look deeper into what you were doing, you somehow or somewhat realize na there's still a connection to what you graduated sa ginagawa mo ngayon. And I think it really takes time for us to realize kasi practice talaga and yung experience. But Kevin, with our topic mentoring, with what you have experienced dun sa unang-unang part ng professional career mo, were you able to have a mentor who kind of advised you or inspired you, motivated you dun sa mga gray areas mo na yun? Kasi ano pa yun parang fresh graduate, you're still vulnerable, you don't really know what to do, blah blah blah. So was there a person or someone who mentored you? Parang ganun.
That's the saddest part. Dahil wala. It's like you're walking blindly doon sa kung saan mo gusto pumunta. And then, nangangapa ka talaga. But then, I actually don't consider someone as a mentor. But I have friends who's teaching me ano ba yung dapat gawin. So, technically, they're still mentors, but not someone na masasabi mo na, ay, ano po bang pwede kong gawin like right now and saan ba pwede pumunta? Ano yung options ko? Something like that. Walang ganun.
And yan, ang ganda ng sagot mo dahil konektado siya sa next pag-uusapan natin. So, sa mga nangyari sa'yo, can you define or how can you define mentoring, or to you, how is it important? Kasi from someone, no, na feeling ko marami tayong makukuhang aral sa iyo from someone na sabi mo it's sad because no one was really there for you na mag-mentor sa iyo. So ikaw ba, how would you define mentoring and bakit siya importante?
Actually, Kuya Lucky, mentoring for me, I thought at first akala ko it's like a relationship na what to do, I teach you how to do it. Parang ganun siya at first, una. But then as time goes by, na-realize ko it's more than that. Kasi mentoring, it's somehow like I show you what to do. For mentor's perspective, I will show you what to do, look at what I'm doing, and then I let you do it kapag alam kong kaya mo na. So it's like parang ibon, di ba? Parang this is how I would fly, the mother bird, ito, ganito lumipad, tignan mo ako, and then afterwards, ikaw naman. Parang gano'n. And it's not about the knowledge and the skill na ituturo, but then the integrity of work, the quality of work, yun yung kayang maituro ng isang mentor na pwede niyang sabihin na, I know that you can do more, and that's not your limit. You're only limiting yourself. Kasi ako, sasabihin ko, ay, hanggang dito na lang ako. Pero perspective ng ibang tao, ay, kaya mo pa. Alam kong kaya mo pa. So, minsan nalilimitahan tayo ng sarili natin. So, mentoring, it's kind of giving you the limits that you're not aware of yourself.
Yes, and sa mga sinabi mo na yan, pwede tayong makakuha doon ng importance. Kaya siya importante kasi gusto nating malaman kung ano yung mga experiences or skills and knowledge na maituturo sa atin ng mga mentors natin. Because I think, I think, Kevin, I don't know if you'll agree with what I'll say. Sometimes there are people who get confused between mentoring and coaching.
Yes.
Diba? So, ano lang natin, based on my experience and also from someone who is practicing sa learning and development na profession, there's a lot of people who get confused. Don't get confused, guys. Ang coach po, sila yung mga tao nagpo-provide ng guidance, parang basketball coach, 'di ba? Iga-guide ka nila, volleyball coach, iga-guide ka nila. Same like as a life coach, iga-guide ka, pero they're not going to tell you what to do. On the other hand, yung mga mentors naman, sila yung magpapakita sa iyo ng mga practical experiences, ganon, or mga skills and knowledge. Still, hindi nila sasabihin sa'yo ano dapat mong gawin because, di ba, nasa iyo pa rin talaga naman yung implementation. So, ikaw ba, Kevin, kapag ka ba, since ikaw ay isa kang mentor na ngayon, ano yung mga bagay na pinagpapasalamat mo or mga bagay na naiisip mo na talaga ba mentor na ako? Bakit? Paano? Parang at the very young age, bakit? Parang ganun. May mga ganun ka bang thoughts?
Madami. Kasi actually I don't even consider myself as a mentor sa ngayon Sa ngayon.
Yeah, okay.
Kasi it's a lifelong experience and education. So hindi ko siya na-feel na ay today tawagin mo ako mentor, hindi ganoon Kasi maski ako inaaral ko siya araw-araw paulit-ulit. And thankful ako kasi there are people who's willing to listen. Kasi kapag wala nang nakikinig sa'yo, it means that it's not effective. There's something wrong. Either the way you talk, either sa'yo na mismo. So, thankful ako kasi yung mga taong yun, I know that they have this trust na because I have you, I can trust that I'm on the right track. Ganon. So, very thankful sa mga taong yun.
Yes. Okay, let's use the word trust. Na-mention mo yan. From someone na may trust issues, joke lang, Kevin. I have this in mind. Parang as a leader, because sorry to ask you, no, if it's okay lang to ask you, how many people you're leading?
Right now,
under your team?
Right now, 16.
16 people. Okay.
15 to 16, depende.
15 to 16. Okay, sige. Sabihin natin less than 20, ganyan.
Okay.
Considering or not considering the number of the people you're leading, Kevin, as a leader, what is your thought about people who are having trust issues that leads to not trusting anyone who can mentor them?
Actually, that's a hard question, no? Kasi if someone has a trust issue sa'yo, it's hard to build a certain connection kasi. Pero once you've shown them the integrity of what you want to do, yung sincerity mo, nagkakaroon kasi yung parang trust issues is some kind of walls. So as
Yes.
long as there are walls between the two of you, then the connection is not gonna be bonded. Alam mo yun, yung parang hindi
Yes.
talaga magkakaroon ng bond. Pero once you've shown that you are sincere, once you've shown that you can be trusted through other people na nagtatrust talaga sa'yo, kasi the trust, mahirap siyang i-build. Sa mga trust issues kasi syempre, parang ang thinking na niyan is, baka lokohin na ulit ako, baka mamaya hindi na naman mangyari yung ganitong gusto kong mangyari or something like that. But then, hindi ako yung magbabago nun for them eh. It should be them changing inside out. And the way for me to help them change inside out is for me to show na I can be trusted.
That's
through
true.
other people.
Ay, ano yun kumbaga very technical siya for me kasi, kaya ako siya natanong, marami kasi sa atin mga tao na gustong magkaroon ng mentor, but when the mentor is already there, parang, whatever the mentor is sharing or teaching, parang ganon, hindi siya pumapasok sa puso't isip nung mini-mentor niya kasi meron siyang trust issue. So, there's a quote, Kevin, that says, a mentor is someone who allows you to help or to see the hope inside yourself. So, paano mo ngayon gagamitin yung experience mo and credibility mo as a leader that you are credible enough to be someone's mentor?
For that, the credibility kasi, it's a perception of other people. Lalo na kapag nakita ng iba na this person helps someone to grow or to level up, then makita nila na you are credible. So, if we're gonna look into perspective na bago ka pa lang, no, wala ka pang napapatunayan, yung tinatawag na napapatunayan.
Oo, so, toxic.
Oo, na parang technically kung ganun yung thinking mo, ang hirap. Mahirap talagang may mapatunayan kasi ano ba yung gusto mo mapatunayan in the other people's terms. Pero kung gusto mo may mapatunayan ka in your own terms, then mas madali mo ma-achieve yung goal mo. And the credibility will come forward kapag meron ka ng trust muna sa sarili mo. Kasi if you're just trusting with other people's opinion, then ang hirap for you to build the credibility, the integrity, the name na gusto mong magawa or the image na gusto mong i-portray para sa ibang tao. Oo. Ganon.
Well, I think ano yan?
Nahihirapan ako sa mga tanong mo. Bakit ganon?
Alam mo,
and this is live hindi niya po ako sinabihan na ganito na live, hindi niya sinabihan na live, wala.
Wait lang, hindi Kevin, kasi actually may mga pinipare akong tanong pero hindi ko natatanong yung mga pinipare kong tanong kasi kung ano, dahil sa mga sinasabi mo, so kasalanan mo rin to. Hindi, going back to what we were talking, okay, I'm going to also share a little bit of my thoughts about credibility. Mahirap kasi siya, kasi nga sabi mo, and I agree with you, no? Credibility is somehow from the perspective of the other people. When you are working with people, kasi halimbawa, ako nasa HR ako, diba, learning and development, it's really hard because mahirap, yung basic lang na kasabihan, mahirap pong turuan ng taong ayaw namang matuto. Or mahirap i-motivate ang tao na ayaw namang maging motivated. Most especially, it's really hard to mentor or coach someone who believes in himself or herself na mas magaling na sila sa mga ituturo mo pa. So with that, I think we need to prepare ourselves. I think I don't know if you'll agree, Kevin, kasi as a leader, we would agree. I think that preparation matters. Kapag magme-mentor tayo, kapag mag-coach tayo, kapag mag-lead tayo ng team. So would you agree that preparation matters in mentoring, Kevin?
That's really true. Hindi ka lang naman basta-basta kakausap ng isang tao, lalo na kapag biglaan na, uy, tara, mag-usap tayo like right now without me preparing anything to talk about. Kasi me as a team leader, I have to prepare the numbers, the things na saan tayo nagkukulang, saan tayo saan yung challenges natin and opportunities natin. Hindi pwedeng basta lang, ay tara, lika dito. Anong problema? Hindi pwedeng ganun. Dapat ikaw mismo as a leader, you have to to pinpoint what's the problem, and if
Mm-mm.
the answer, or if you cannot guide that person the way doon sa answer sa problem na yon, then
You're
you
gonna
ask for
fail.
help.
Yes.
Yes, you ask for help kasi
Mm, mm,
again, tao
mm.
ka lang, hindi porket leader ka perfect ka na. So ako, ang ginagawa ko palagi, I always talk to my supervisor.
Mhm.
Ask, what should I do in this situation? If you were in my shoes, what would you do? And then
Yes.
I'll try to copy that. If it didn't work, then we try the other way. So
Yes.
ganun siya.
Yeah, you have to
And
formulate your own way. Mhm.
correct. And actually, I'm really happy and also blessed sa supervisor ko. Kasi my supervisor, she's the person that that allows me to grow freely.
Mhm.
Hindi yung
Mhm.
tipong dapat dito ka lang kasi dito yung ano mo, dito yung path mo. Hindi. Ang
Yes.
gagawin mo, sige, sige, andyan yung way. Ikaw bahalang mag-pave ng sarili mong road.
Mhm.
Ganon.
Mhm.
Ganon
Mhm.
siyang klaseng supervisor. And I'm really blessed. And it kind of gives me the growth na what I needed. At the same time, it gives me the strength na ganito pala dapat, and ganito ko siya gagawin. This is how I become prepared. Kasi
Yeah.
kapag umasa ka lang ng umasa sa ibang tao, ganyan, or hindi ka naging prepare, lalo na pag may kakausapin ka ng tao,
Mhm.
may hirapan ka, and it happened na sa akin before. Parang
Mhm. Mhm.
natuto ka sa mahirap na paraan. Yung ganung
Yes.
saying, parang dapat bago mo pa siya kausapin, prepared ka na
Mhm.
in such ways na pwede itong itanong, dapat alam mo na isagot, or at least you have this capability of answering or parking it
Right.
if not answerable right now, mga ganun.
Right. I think lahat naman tayo maniniwala na napaka-importante at nagma-matter talaga ng ang preparation. Okay, so preparation as a leader. I'm not sure if you have heard this quote, no. I learned this from one of my management trainings sa dati kong company. There's a quotation that says, preparation is 90% success. 90% lang siya out of 100 because the 10% is your implementation. So, having said that, can you share sa amin, sa mga nanonood at mga nakikinig, Kevin, kung ano yung mga natatandaan mo lang, or let's have an impromptu before, during, and after preparation, before we mentor or before we talk to our people, to our members. Let's okay.
Um,
I'll also share mine. So let's talk about before. Okay, before you mentor someone, how do you normally prepare, or what are your resources?
my resources would be the people around me. That's
Mm-hmm.
number one. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
they would be the first one to tell me if there are some bleeding areas sa team. So,
Mm-hmm.
if they won't tell me na, ay, may ganitong nangyayari, or if wala akong malalaman na may ganitong nangyayari, kasi lalo pa ngayon, pandemic, where most of the time, we're working from home. So, hindi ko alam na, hindi ko alam kung anong technically nangyayari sa kanila. Physically, hindi ko alam nangyayari. So,
Right.
I should have some ears, or I should lend some ears doon sa mga taong mas nakakaalam. And then number two, I
Yeah.
would see it in the numbers. I believe kasi, ako, since ayun nga, BS Math ako, so I believe in numbers. So if you fail into something, there should be something wrong. So halimbawa, stats niya, nag-fail yung stats niya for this category. There's something wrong
Mm-hmm.
with this person. And we have to talk about it in a way
Mm-hmm.
na, I know you're not like this. There could be something personal happening to you. So doon
Nako,
siya,
ayan na.
ganon. Kasi
Papasok na yung ano mo, yung skill mo.
yes, kasi kapag sinabi mo, kapag sinisi mo siya na, ay, hindi ka naman ganito, anong nangyayari? Bakit ganito? Kailangan mo mapataas. So parang naging condescending ka na, dapat ganito, ganyan. Nag-uutos ka. That's not what a leader is. That's a boss. So ayaw natin
Yes.
maging boss. Hindi maganda
Agree.
maging boss. Dapat leader.
Agree. Agree. Napakaganda nung before. And also, I think to sum it up, we all have to make sure that we have all the resources na kailangan natin before we start anything else. And people ay napaka-importante. Okay, quickly, I'm getting a diploma in Human and Resource Management online ngayon. Yung sabi ko sa'yo. Today yung first module, and meron dong part na napaka-importante talaga ng people when you are handling a team. Definitely. Because may mga leaders tayong kilala na gusto nila lagi happy yung customer. Kasi nag-BPO ako before. And I used to have a leader na, kailangan masaya lagi yung customer, blah, blah, blah. Parang no, you have to make sure first that your people are happy. Because your people, your agents, can make your customers happy if they're not happy. So, napakagandang point nun, Kevin. And I hope you guys, sa mga nakikinig, mga nanonood, makonsider nyo yung point na yun. So, that's your before. What about during? So, let's say, for example, I am your staff or you're facing your staff right now, you're talking to your staff right now virtually or physically. Ano yung mga pupwede mong masabi kapag imi-mentor mo siya? Or mga part, hindi siya siguro specific, but like, ano yung mga ideas na pwede mong masabi or gawin?
The during is kind of tricky. Kasi there are a lot of people and characteristics ng mga tao.
Yes.
Yung mga tao na, I always ask them, do you accept feedback? From 1 to 10, how well do you accept feedback? I ask those questions sa mga members ko, sa mga ahente ko. Kasi if they said na I'm only 5, then I have to tone down what I have to say. And if they said na 10, sige, I'll be transparent and I'll be blunt. This is what's happening. What can we do? So, ganun kasi. I don't want to say na, for example, staff kita, ahente kita, and then hindi kita tinanong, how well do you accept feedback? Hoy, Kuya Lucky, bakit ganito yung stats mo? May problema ka ba? Anong nangyayari sa personal life mo? Hindi ka ganyan dati. Magiging ganun, magiging condescending, hindi magiging, the proper term would be empathic. The empathy.
Yes.
That's the most important when not just when you're talking to someone or to your agent or to your member, but also talking with other people kahit nasa taas or lateral mo siya. Empathy is really something that you want to practice kasi maski ako hindi ko siya ma-perfect, mahirap kasi we're in different shoes eh. Pero empathy, when you practice it, masasanay ka, and the more na nasasanay ka, the more na mas nagagawa mo siya.
Yes, exactly. I agree. And also, Kevin, speaking of empathy, when we are in the during like nasa proseso na tayo ng pagkausap sa mga ahente natin or mga tao natin, napaka-importante ng empathy because like what you said, sometimes it will really depend on the mood, place, personality. Yung mga factors na yon. And gusto ko pumalakpak kanina kasi gusto ko nabigyan ng 10 nung binanggit mo yung favorite kong part kapag nag-annual performance appraisal training ako, which is yung giving effective feedback. When you give feedback, it's not going to be effective if you are not first prepared and if you are not going to see first what's going on. You mentioned about the numbers, the stats, and everything. And also, asking for feedback. Kasi nga, hindi nga lahat ng tao gusto ng feedback kasi may fear sila na failure na naman ako, tatalo na lang ako sa building na to kasi wala naman ako nagawang tama, di ba? And we all have different, di ba? We all have different ways of embracing and accommodating emotions. Kevin is not as strong as me. I am not as strong as Kevin or anybody else. So, kailangan natin i-consider. And a true leader really thinks about those factors. So, yes naman, Kevin. Yeah. Dito ka na nga sa company namin, parang mas kailangan ka na.
Ay, nako.
And then, joke lang po. Joke lang. Okay, so you mentioned about, we talked about before, during. Now, how about after? So, let's say, for example, bigyan kita ng dalawang basic situation. First is, successful yung mentorship mo or yung pagbe-mentor mo or pagko-coach mo sa staff mo, and the second situation is hindi siya naging successful. So what are the possible actions you're gonna do or how you're gonna perceive that situation?
If there's only one answer, maging successful man or hindi, it's gonna be another session with that person. Kasi if there's no follow-up session,
yes,
hindi mo
amen.
Kung successful or hindi. That's the simplest answer. Pero if we're gonna get into the details of it, if it's gonna be successful, then ipe-prepare natin what made it successful. Kasi if it was successful, there's something na may binago tayo, and that yung something na binago natin na yon doon sa ginagawa natin, it's pivotal. Meaning parang how can we be consistent about it? Kasi if there's a factor na hindi tayo maging consistent, for example, attendance. So naging
Right.
successful tayo sa attendance, something like that. So, if there's something pivotal na, kasi nagkasakit yung asawa or something, nag-aalaga, if we can pinpoint that specific problem, then we can try to avoid the same situation in the future. Maybe that
Right.
person could go on leave or something like that, or sick leave, something like that. So,
Right.
ganon, parang we plan ahead. Paano
Mhm.
ba natin paano magiging consistent yung success na yon? If
Mhm.
not,
Mhm.
maging better than the current.
Mhm.
And if hindi naman siya maging successful, then we have to realign ourselves. Kasi kung yung unang time na nag-usap kami and it's we pinpointed a certain specific problem ng kung anong nangyayari doon sa tao na yon. Therefore, either nagkamali kami or may kulang doon sa napag-usapan namin. There's a loophole, kumbaga.
Yes.
Kasi
Mm.
if there dito na mapapasok yung trust na
Mm.
sinasabi
Mm.
natin. Kasi
Mm.
kapag hindi
Mm.
talaga nagtatrust yung person sa'yo, they won't say all of the things that's happening. I'm not
Mm.
saying the personal things, kasi
Yeah.
personal could be personal. It's their choice kung gusto nilang sabihin.
Right.
Pero,
Right.
there's a certain level of trust where they could say na, ganito kasi yung nafe-feel ko or ganito kasi yung situation ko right now. And if they couldn't even tell you what they're going through, then kahit na anong gawin nating preparation, kahit na anong gawin nating plan,
Mhm.
may tendency na hindi siya mag-work. Kasi hindi natin alam yung pinaka-problema or hindi natin mapipinpoint yung mismong root cause ng kung anong, yung root cause ng kung bakit hindi talaga nagsasuccess. So, for that, another coaching or another session would need or would have to take in place. And then, back to scratch again. Kasi hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, tiniconsider na natin tong way na to. We have to go back to start para malaman natin ano yung root cause. Kasi again, we're handling lives here.
Mm.
Hindi naman to laro
Mhm.
lang na ano.
Yes. Yes.
And this is about, if it's something about work, then it's work. And hindi lang buhay nung katrabaho mo yung hinahandle mo
Mhm.
dito eh.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
person has a family. That
Mhm.
person could have
Mhm.
children
Mhm.
or an asawa
Mhm.
or pinag-aaral or something like that. So, hindi siya basta-basta na ginagawa. And hindi lang siya basta-basta may masabi ka lang or may plano ka lang.
Yes. And that's why talagang kailangan natin mag-prepare, di ba? Let's
Yes,
go
babalik
back
ka na
to
naman sa
why
prepare.
let's go back to why we need to prepare because sometimes I also share this thought sa dati kong mga live cast and streams, no. There are people who ask questions about like ako po ba yung may kasalanan as their mentor or as their leader or as their manager or kasalanan po ito ng staff. And I think it's not about finding out who to blame, but more of like going back to how did you started or why did you started. So you have to go back to bakit ganun yung purpose mo. Yung favorite
Correct.
ko talagang pig. Alam mo, I have this quotation, pig, purpose, intention, and goal. Because you really have to go back to your purpose and then see if the intention you made is clear and then for you to achieve your goals. Kasi kung hindi, you are going to really go back from scratch, like sabi mo nga. And you mentioned about follow-up. It's true. I don't believe personally with my experience as a leader, as a manager, management team for like 8 years now, hindi ako naniniwala sa mga taong hindi magpa-follow up kapag hindi kinakailangan. I think it's not follow up if needed. There should be no if needed after, di ba?
Walang
Para
option
walang
yan.
gano'n, walang option yun. Totoo,
Oo.
parang dude, you have to follow up because it's for you to find out if you really succeed or not, diba? And I think let's add a little bit, Kevin, to that. No, aside from follow up, I think we should also evaluate. Let's evaluate the performance, your performance, and your staff's performance. Give yourselves a chance to evaluate. Do self assessment, parang ganon. No, para malaman niyo pareho, para kasi baka mamaya hindi kayo nagmi-meet yung expectations niyo or hindi nagmi-meet yung expectation ng company niyo sa performance niyo. So that is really really important. Wow, nakakatawa naman. Parang gusto ko natapos na yata yung pinag-uusapan natin pero may meron pa akong tanong dahil sa mga
Hoy.
Wait, nag-enjoy ako. Sorry.
Ako din.
Kevin, napag-usapan natin yung before, during, and after. Having said all those information or like all those thoughts you've shared or we talked about, do you really think that we all need mentor or a mentor?
That's another tricky question, Kuya Lucky, ha? Kasi some people don't really want someone to tell them what to do. There
Yes.
are people na they better off without someone mentoring them.
Mhm.
And there are people na would want them to be mentored. So, if you're gonna ask me, it depends on what the person would want to have. Kung gusto nila ng soloista sila, then go, let them be. Pero the mentor kasi it could give something na beneficial for you right now. If not right now, in the future possibly. And wala namang masama kung may mentor para sa akin. Walang masama kung may mentor. And kung wala kang mentor, wala rin naman siyang masama. But then again, think of it this way. If you have a chocolate right now and hindi ka naman nagki-crave ng chocolate, 'di ba? Parang it's better na meron ka kasi you don't know if someone would need that chocolate eh. So if you have a
Oy, ang
mentor,
ganda.
that mentor would give you something, kahit sabihin natin na words of wisdom. Kahit na
Right.
hindi para sa'yo, what if someone you know might need that? So
Right.
you can give it. You give that chocolate to someone else. O, di ba? Story of chocolate.
Hoy, nakakatuwa kasi related na sa pinag-uusapan natin sa sa chat last time, few days ago. Okay, sige, ituloy natin 'yan. We nagpo-point ako kasi na-excite ako. Sorry na. Sorry na sa non-verbal ko dito. Anyway, kasi one of our chats few days ago, we were talking about the importance of sharing your knowledge, sharing about your experience as a leader, as a mentor, as a coach. Dyan sa chocolate story mo na yan, I think pwede tayong humugot dyan ng bakit talaga siya kailangan or bakit importante yung pag-share ng knowledge, pag-share ng experience, paano ito nakakatulong sa mga taong mini-mentor mo or i-coach mo, and paano ito makakatulong sa sarili mo?
First, nakakatulong siya sa mga mini-mentor or sa kino-coach. It's because nagkakaroon sila ng new light in such ways. Kasi syempre, experience ko to. Ganito yung na-experience ko in my past lives. Past lives talaga. Sa kahit sa previous company or something. So, parang, I walked down that road na eh. I know what happened eh. This is what happened. It could happen again. And this is the reason why I'm sharing. Para at least, if you walk down that aisle or if you walk down that road, you know what could the outcome be. Parang they get to have an idea na. But then again, I don't want them to limit themselves na because ganito yung nangyari sa akin, ganyan na rin mangyari sa'yo. So, the experience itself, it's just like a story for them to know na there could be risk in anything that they do. Or something na, you don't want to give your 100% in something na hindi mo sure kasi. Para sa akin, risk is important, but you don't risk everything. Di ba? Kaya ka nasasaktan eh. Charot lang.
Hala! Parang sa ibang live yun.
Oo, iba pala yun. So, ayun. So, nakakatulong siya in such ways na even though they won't experience exactly the same experience that I experienced. So, at least they get to know some of the outcome na pwede nilang na pwede mangyari. And it helps me in some ways din kasi in those talks kasi hindi lang ako share ng experience. You also give time sa kinakausap mo na mag-share din ng experience nila. Kasi mentoring, it's not just you talking, the mentor talking. It's a conversation. So, pag sinabing conversation, dalawa kayo nag-uusap. Or at least kung dalawa kayo sa usapan na yun, salitan kayo nag-uusap, hindi lang ikaw. So, once you give your experience, of course, you have to ask, how would you feel? What's your experience din? Kasi, in mentorship, I believe, pareho kayong students. Kasi you both learn.
You both learn.
Hindi porket mentor ka, ikaw na mas matalino. No. I consider some of my agents na parang, ay, mas matalino to sa akin. That person could be someone na baka maging supervisor ko pa yan in the future. Yung mga ganung level. It's possible na ganun. And it helps me in such ways na kapag nakikita ko na afterwards tama yung naging decision niya, it's fulfilling. Alam mo yun, parang parang parent na parang may na-graduate na anak. Ganun yung
Yes.
feeling.
Oo. Parang yun kasi mo yung fruit of labor mo sa mga
Yes.
paghihirap mo as a mentor, parang ganun.
Yes.
Kev, medyo medyo napiga ako ng very light yung sinabi mo kanina. Kaya gusto ko rin sabihin ngayon, sa lahat ng mga mentees o sa lahat ng mga umaangkla sa mga mentors natin, I think wag natin masyadong isa utak tuloy, isa isip, sorry.
Sa isip.
Isa isip, isa utak.
Sa utak.
Isa isip na hindi tayo magfa-function without our mentors. Kasi alam mo yung expression na lagi nating sinasabi, and madalas ko itong marinig sa mga Pilipino, yung expression na without you, okay, kung wala ka, hindi ko ito magagawa. I think it's not kung wala ka, di ba? It's more like, salamat kasi nandun ka. Kasi kahit naman wala ka, feeling ko magagawa. Kasi baka iba yung taong pwedeng gumawa, hindi ikaw. So, yun siguro yung napulot ko dun sa mga sinabi mo. Kaya, importante siya na malaman natin kung ano din talaga yung kahalagahan nung relationship, ikaw at nung agent mo or nung staff mo, kasi doon ka talaga huhugot ng napakaraming emosyon and mga intelihenteng mga ideya kung paano mo talaga siya mame-mentor, parang ganun. It's so nice.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Okay, we're going to to end our live very soon. But before that, share with us if you're about to summarize. Ito, isa to sa mga tanong ko. Thank you so much. Meron akong matatanong sa mga naisulat ko. Thank you very much kasi parang sobrang galing mo, lahat ng tanong ko galing sa bibig mo. Ito yung tanong ko, Kev. If you were to summarize your experiences, di ba? Ang dami mo nang na-experience in 3 words. Okay, think of 3 words. What are the best moments you can think of that helped you develop yourself? So, pwede ito sa experience mo sa school or sa mga kaibigan mo, sa family mo, whatever, sa field mo ngayon. Ano lang siya, in general, na nakatulong sa'yo to develop yourself. Ano yun and why?
Hindi ko na siya per word kasi phrase na siya. Actually, nung sinasabi mo siya, parang, ano nga ba? Napaisip din ako, ano nga ba? But then again, as I look back doon sa mga experience na yon, what I can share sa mga viewers din is that the 3 words would be, embrace your challenges. So, embracing your challenges means tinatanggap mo siya ng buo, na hindi mo sinisisi yung ibang tao kung bakit nandiyan ka sa situation na yan. Na, kasi na-late si ganito, kaya bumaba yung stats ng team. No, it's not about na-late si ganito or ganyan. It's the challenge itself na, let's say, na-late akong magising, hindi ko sinisi yung alarm clock. You don't pinpoint to someone else. You have to have the accountability na, ako kasi to. Kasi kapag inisip mo na kasalanan agad ng ibang tao, therefore, nasa set na yung isip mo na in whatever you do, it's not always gonna be my fault. And yun yung dahilan kung bakit ka mag-fail. And at the end of the day, kung hindi mo kayang tanggapin sa sarili mo na may mali sa mga nangyari or sa mga nagawa mo, then baka lalo lang malugmok yung situation na kung nasaan ka. Kasi acceptance is hard, but it's what we need.
It's fulfilling.
So, it's fulfilling. So, embrace your challenges.
Teka lang, bakit naman tinapos mo na yung laban? Parang kung ako yung susunod, parang kung ako yung sunod na mag-share, wala na ako mag-share. Pero it's so nice to hear from a young professional like you, Kevin, giving us a thought about the importance of embracing your challenges. Kasi nakakatuwa talaga na malaman or makabasa ng mga success stories ng mga kaibigan natin, mga strangers sa Facebook, those posts that we randomly share about their success stories because they succeed in embracing their challenges and then thinking of the solutions. Napakaganda. Before tayo mag-take away, Kevin, is there a question? Kasi lagi kong ginagawa to sa mga nag-guest sa Kahit sa dati kong live stream. So, meron ka bang tanong sa akin bago tayo mag-take away?
Ayan. So, ako naman yung
Isa
babawi
lang ha.
ngayon.
Isa lang ha.
So,
Wag
wait
mo-
lang po.
Ay, grabe siya. Sobra ka.
Wait, wala.
Sobra ka. Oo.
Hindi. Kasi we have different experiences, no? So, ikaw being you, how...
Bata pa ako ha. Wait lang ha. Baka isipin ng mga tao. Isipin nila nasa 50 na ako, Kevin.
Hindi, bata lang si Kuya Lucky, parang mga 2 years
Oo, bata
older
pa
lang
ako.
sa akin. So, ito yung question ko. Since we're young professionals and we're in a position where we handle people, do you ever feel fulfilled na kapag may mga na-handle kang tao and then they're more successful than you? Na, for example, in such a way na parang, ito, tinuruan ko siya and now look at him or her. Parang nasa mas pataas na klase ng pamumuhay na siya or yung trabaho niya or something like that.
Ay, ang ganda ng tanong mo kasi talagang true to life experience yan. Yes. And yes na yes. And I think kaya siya fulfilling because hindi siya pumasok sa utak ko na i-question or i-compare yung situation ko at situation niya. Because I believe meron kaming parehong timeline. Meron kaming magkaibang timeline. Parang ako, sa ganitong time ako nag-succeed, siya ganito, pa-flourish pa lang ako, siya mas mataas na siya kaysa sa akin or whatsoever. And nakakatuwa at nakaka-fulfill as someone na naging part ng buhay niya or naging part ng success niya. Kasi dun mo talaga marirealize not how effective you are as a leader or as a coach, but how effective your previous mentors. Kasi everything that I have now, all of my experiences, mga nalalaman ko, knowledge ko sa pag-coach, pag-mentor, pagiging leader, pagiging manager, it's not because of just ako lang eh. It's because I have a lot of mentors from different countries, from different part of the world na pinakitaan ako ng iba't ibang kulay kung paano maging isang effective na leader. And napaka-importante nun. And I think itutuhog ko na siya, Kevin, sa take away ko dahil ikaw naman yung guest, ikaw magte-take away. I think also to continue answering or giving ideas or thoughts about your question, I learned about this acronym called BEST, so BEST. Napaka-importante na at napakahalaga and nakakatuwa, nakakataba ng puso na natutunan ko to. There's a quotation that says BEST. Yung B doon is an acronym rather. Yung B doon is believe them. So if you are a mentor or a leader, you always have this belief na parang kailangan paniwalaan ko tong taong ililid ko. Kailangan paniwalaan ko tong taong i-mentor ko. Kasi kung hindi, walang rason para pagkatiwalaan niya ako. So we have to go back doon sa trust issues. Yun yung first doon, yung B. Yung E doon is you have to encourage them. Kailangan meron kang laging percentage dun sa box mo or sa glass mo na kailangan meron kang space to encourage them. Kahit na meron kang mga personal issues in life, na lulugmok ka or whatsoever, part ng life yun eh. But that can't be a reason para hindi mo ma-encourage yung taong kailangan ka. Or yung taong hindi man naka-angkla sa'yo, hindi sabihin natin naka-angkla sa'yo, but yung taong somehow inaasahan ka. 'Di ba? So you really have to do your best na ma-encourage mo sila. Third one is share with them. Hindi man 100% lahat ng mga nalalaman mo, but everything that you can, and also lahat ng mga resources na feeling mo makakatulong sa kanya. And when I say share with them, only share those ideas, moments, or resources na kailangan niya lang. Kasi minsan nag-overshare tayo. And minsan hindi effective yung oversharing. Okay? Oversharing is not going to be effective kasi wala na dun yung fruit, wala na dun yung sustansya nung ginagawa nyo. And the last one is you have to trust them. And I think it's very self-explanatory. I don't need to explain trust them. So that's the best. Believe in them, encourage them, share with them, and trust them. So that's my thoughts about our topic for tonight. How about you, Kevin? Leave us with your let's close this discussion with a motivational statement. So if you're gonna share with us anything, please enlighten us. The floor is
Enlighten.
yours. What's your
Enlighten us.
takeaway? What's your
Ah,
takeaway sa convo
Actually,
natin?
gusto ko muna mag-thank you kasi first time ko narinig yung BEST na acronym. And it's really inspiring kasi believe, encourage, share, and trusting the people around you is something that you don't just want to have sa mga members mo, sa mga agents mo, sa staff mo, but also your friends din. Kasi those are your anchor, yun nga, sabi mo, di ba? Those people are your rock. Sa kanila ka nagli-lean on. So you have to be the rock for them as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
yun. Ang ganda lang nun, yung best. And my key takeaway for this session is that a mentor or a leader is not a perfect person. You always have to bear in mind, sa mga nakikinig, sa mga nanonood ngayon, you have to bear in mind na it's okay not to be the perfect leader that you want to be. It's okay not to be the perfect mentor na kung anong gusto mong marating. Kasi it's an ongoing process. And it's something na you have to learn all throughout your life and up until the last second of your life. Maaaral mo pa rin siya or ma-realize mo na there's something more that I can learn, that I can do, that I can level up with. Hindi siya natatapos ngayon. So, with everything you do, the best na sinabi ni Kuya Lucky, you have to apply it to yourself din. Believe in yourself na you can learn, you can level up. Huwag kang titigil. Kasi kapag tumigil ka, then, again, ang mundo, hindi yung tumitigil sa pag-ikot. So, kapag tumigil ka, malilate ka, mahuli ka. Encourage yourself. You tell yourself that you're good today. You're good looking. Look at yourself in the mirror. Nagsa-start kasi sa sarili mo yan eh. Kasi if you don't have the right mindset, then anong
Yes.
mindset ang bibigyan mo sa ibang tao? Diba? So, encourage yourself in whatever you do. I can do this. I can work on it. I can finish this today. I can eat breakfast up until 10 a.m. So, kung hindi mo kaya, then do it. Encourage yourself in small things. Encourage it. Share your experiences with other people and let them share theirs din sa'yo. Kasi those are your learnings. And again, trust yourself that you can do things in your own way, in your own time, and in your own capability. Kasi if you can see, if you notice, if you base yourself sa capability ng ibang tao, ang hirap mag-grow. For example, me, if I look at myself na, ay, si Kuya Lucky, gusto kong maging si Kuya Lucky. No, hindi mo kailangan maging si Kuya Lucky. Kailangan mo maging ikaw. And that's where trust starts. Ayun. So, that's my takeaway.
Grabe. Gusto ko yung tinapos mo siya sa you really have to believe in yourself. Sana naman yung mga nanonood may natutunan kayo. Hindi lang po kami nagbibiroan dito. Okay. Anyway, maraming salamat, Kevin. Allow me to thank you. And sana hindi ito yung last na magkakausap tayo. And sana hindi lang forever virtual, no? See you when I see you. See you in few months. Maraming salamat. And also, abangan po natin ang mga susunod na mga episodes ng Life Talks with Kuya Lucky sa ating season 2. So meron po tayong mag-i-air tayo ng mga episodes natin every after 2 weeks. So yan, abangan natin tomorrow. Actually, meron tayong every week pala. Tomorrow meron tayong meron akong special meeting with someone na i-guest ko sa susunod na linggo. Anyway, maraming salamat, Kevin, and sa bumubuo talaga. To Kuya Dan, thank you so much sa pag-arrange ng live na ito. Maraming salamat sa ito. My LDR family, thank you very much. Okay, anyway, maraming salamat, Kevin. This has been your Kuya Lucky. Magpasalamat tayo sa mga listeners natin. Maraming salamat. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Sa Spotify, wag po natin kalimutan, mapapakinggan niyo po ang Live Talks with Kuya Lucky sa Spotify, sa Apple Podcasts, sa Anchor, and sa mga podcast websites. Mapakinggan niyo yan. And also, nasa YouTube po ang video na ito. Actually, ang YouTube ay ginawa para sa mga kababayan ko sa Samar na walang Spotify. Anyway, pero sige, subscribe na rin kayo. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kevin. See you soon. Bye, everyone. This is Kuya Lucky. Bye! Good night!